In this video, I have compiled and presented to you the oldest recorded images of the Hazara people, sourced from various historical archives and references. This collection offers a visual narrative of the lives, traditional attire, resistance, and suffering of the Hazara people during the 19th and early 20th centuries, spanning from the valleys of Bamyan to Ghazni and Kabul during the turbulent reign of Emir Abdur-Rahman Khan. Before we begin, I kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts with us in the comment section. 1. This artwork depicts a Hazara man in traditional attire, including a turban and a fur-trimmed vest, standing on an elevation with the Buddha of Bamyan visible in the background. This piece highlights the cultural clothing of the region in the 19th century, approximately 186 years ago. The artist is not definitively known, and various sources attribute it to different painters. However, it is highly likely a work by James Atkinson. 2. This 19th century illustration is by the artist James Atkinson. It portrays individuals in traditional clothing set against the backdrop of the Bamyan Valley in Afghanistan. The background clearly showcases the dramatic cliffs and landscape of Bamyan, a region renowned for its historic Buddhist sites, including the monumental Buddha statues. This image was part of a larger collection documenting the character and costumes of Afghanistan and the people of Bamyan in the 1840s, about 186 years ago. It provides a historical visual record of traditional dress, hairstyles, and daily life in the region during that period. 3. This painting is titled Hazara Men from the Villages near Ghazni, 1840, 186 years ago, created by the British artist James Atkinson. 4. This work is a colored lithograph dating back to around 1840, 186 years ago, depicting Hazara men near Ghazni, Afghanistan. Attributed to James Atkinson, this painting serves as a historical document of the traditional attire, physical features, and indigenous culture of the Hazara people in the 19th century, showcasing their distinct appearance in that region. 5. A drawing showcasing Hazara men sharpshooting with a long-barreled musket known as a Juzail, in the year 1843, 183 years ago. This piece was painted by Louis Haag, a prominent Dutch-British watercolorist and lithographer. They are armed with the Juzail, a distinctively long-barreled rifle ideally suited for sniping and ambushes in mountainous terrain. The scene reflects a period of intense resistance against British colonial expansionist efforts in the region. The warriors wear traditional garments, including turbans and loose robes, consistent with Hazara fashion of the 19th century. The background depicts fortified structures and fortresses. 6. Wali Mohammed, a Daizangi Hazara who worked as a muleteer, mule driver, in the British Indian Army in 1879, 147 years ago, during the Second Anglo-Afghan War. The Illustrated London News, published on April 26, 1879, shared the following details about him. Wali Muhammad, a Daizangi Hazara, belongs to the Hazara country. He has served 15 years as a muleteer in the Guides, and Colonel Jenkins gives him an excellent character for hard work and honesty, as well as for never giving trouble. He was in the Jawaki campaign, but the scar on his head was not received in battle, being the effect of a kick from a horse. He is shown wearing the specific traditional attire of the Hazara people in Afghanistan during this era. 7. This historical photograph, taken by John Burke between 1878 and 1880, 146 to 148 years ago, during the Second Anglo-Afghan War, depicts a group of Hazara leaders from Behsud in an outdoor setting. This valuable image includes chieftains, sardars, in traditional dress, along with an individual riding a mount or mule on the right, providing documentation of the political and military figures of the Hazara people in central Afghanistan. The photographer of this image is John Burke, a prominent Irish photographer who traveled with the British Army in the region. 8. This historical photograph is titled Group of Hazaras, taken around 1878 to 1880. Photographer. This photograph was taken by Dr. Benjamin Simpson during the Second Anglo-Afghan War, 1878 to 1880, approximately 146 to 148 years ago. 9. This image shows Hazara men in an Afghan marketplace during the campaigns of genocide. They were likely enslaved and are seen carrying heavy loads and performing forced labor. Circa 1890, about 136 years ago. 10. A Hazara woman and a concubine child with a Pashtun man in Kandahar. Following the massacres perpetrated by Abdur Rahman Khan, the Hazaras were driven from their ancestral lands and estates and subsequently sold into slavery, circa 1890, about 136 years ago. 11. This photograph captures a moment of hardship and deprivation endured by the Hazara people, reflecting the historical persecution they faced in Afghanistan during the reign of Emir Abdur Rahman Khan in the late 19th century, circa 1890, 136 years ago. This photograph is frequently cited to illustrate the severe impact of the persecution the Hazara people confronted under Emir Abdur Rahman Khan's rule. 12. An image of a Hazara man blown from a gun strapped to a cannon, moments before execution by the army of Abdur Rahman Khan. Late 1890s, approximately 127 to 131 years ago. 13. This image depicts a historical moment of oppression in Afghanistan during the late 19th century, circa 1890, about 136 years ago. The photograph shows Hazara, people bound together in chains, captured during the brutal military campaigns of Emir Abdur Rahman Khan. 14. This image captures a historical moment from the late 19th century regarding the Hazara people in Afghanistan. The subject shows the ruler of Afghanistan, Emir Abdur Rahman Khan, condemning Hazara prisoners of war to death. This scene reflects the violent suppression of the Hazara people in the 1890s, a period marked by severe conflict and atrocities. The image is a wood engraving dating back approximately to 1890 or 1893, about 133 to 136 years ago. It depicts Hazara prisoners in chains brought before the emir, with one of them pleading for mercy and pardon from Abdur Rahman Khan. This illustration was originally engraved on wood by the British artist Sidney Prior Hall. 15. On October 20th, 1893, about 133 years ago, Emir Abdur Rahman Khan sold 10,000 captured Hazara people into slavery. The Hazaras, a persecuted minority in Afghanistan, had launched an uprising the previous spring against the oppression inflicted upon them. The revolt was brutally suppressed, and a vast number of rebels were imprisoned. Subsequently, around 10,000 individuals were enslaved and sold to defray the expenses of crushing the rebellion. This image shows Hazara, women who may have been enslaved, tending to the children of their masters. 16. Some sources attribute this image to Hazara men at the historic Punjab caravanserai in Bamyan, around the year 1915, about 111 years ago. However, I did not find definitive archival verification regarding this specific photograph. The Punjab caravanserai served as a resting point for travelers and merchants along the ancient Silk Road, connecting eastern and western trade routes. Strategically located on the transit route linking Kabul, Bamyan, and Balkh to the provinces of Ghor and Herat, this caravanserai provided shelter and security for caravans transporting goods and people. The attire and clothing of these men are highly remarkable, a style of dress that is no longer worn by the people today. 17. An image from Kabul, likely from 1955, 71 years ago, showing a Hazara man lost in sorrowful thought. He is likely among those who were displaced and forced to flee from their ancestral homelands. Thank you for staying with us and watching the video until the very end. These images, in addition to recounting a fraction of the displacement and suffering of the Hazara people, also reflect their historical style of dress and attire. Clothing that once formed a core part of their cultural and historical identity. In contrast, the contemporary attire worn by these people today largely represents an imported culture and the Punjabi style of dress,